Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining. Let's begin. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chaksaram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nityanamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakturinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, that was very nice. My sadhana is not so good, but you were mentioning about how the mother of the demigods wanted to regain the kingdom, and I find it really clever reading that canto how he instructed the demigods to not.
This is, you're going back now, before this happened with Aditi.
Yes, yeah. So he instructed after Aditi was able to bring the Lord to instruct.
Bali.
Anyway, it reminded me. I was recently in Delhi. I went to the Akshardhan temple there, and there's a very amazing sculpture of the demigods and the demons
Churning the milk.
churning the ocean of milk, and it's amazing how that whole process of working with Krishna, how he arranges everything to help the devotees.
It's a pretty amazing section of the Bhagavatam. So just appreciating that you have a photograph of that sculpture.
They don't.
They don't allow it.
They actually do not allow any kind of even your watch. You have to take your watch off. No phones are allowed in the place. If anyone ever has a chance to go there, they also have this amazing diorama where you actually get in a boat.
And do what?
You go through all these different dioramas that shows the Vedic culture.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic. Apparently, the devotees from the Delhi temple helped them to build that, and their execution of it. They have the funds that are just amazing for producing this stuff. These dioramas, the whole temple complex is amazing. Of course, actually the main temple, it's a little hard because they have, pardon me? Swami Narayan he's the big deity, and then all the other deities are surrounding them. But I kind of overlook that part of it. But still, those dioramas are just like, wow! It's like it really comes alive.
They have so much money.
They're in New Jersey.
They have so much money, but how much bhakti do they have?
Well,
Unlimited money.
The Swami Narayan folks are in New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
The diorama, they brought the portable diorama.
No.
They built their own. Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best.
Okay. Tamahar.
I just wanted to make one comment. You mentioned about when you mentioned Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah.
And you said that devotional service, that when he was speaking when he was telling them about devotional service, and how you said that everything else is pretty much just for show. I really like that quote
Okay.
you mentioned.
Hare Krishna. Just a couple things. One, in terms of service and its effects, in the section on Padmasevana, Jiva Goswami says that, through service one can reach samadhi. He just kind of says that in the middle of things, that one can reach the highest destination just through one's service as well. So it is very important. Of course, he puts a lot of emphasis on hearing, hearing, chanting, remembering, but the service is very, very critical. The other thing I was thinking is that if we look at the 9 processes of devotional service, when we go through all the anartha nivritti and trying to become purified, then we get to the stage of nishta. And nishta is steadiness, right? And I was thinking that's similar to the not being lax.
Yeah.
Lax. In other words, one is very steady, and then the next stage is rati.
Yeah.
Right. So in other words, that's when all the good stuff happens. In other words, sometimes it might seem like a lot of work, doing all, Krishna conscious, doing all these things, although it should be joyful along the way, we hope. But when one reaches that point that you're talking about, then it's like so much mercy is there and so much bliss, enjoyment, rati is shakti, then it's like, bhava prema, and our acharyas act like these processes happen very quickly. Now, most of us don't seem to experience that quite in the same way, but, it can. It can go very quickly.
It's a qualifier.
Yeah. And then I was thinking also of, you're talking about the Krishna giving us a little bit of allowance for our, lack of being completely purified and not being at that stage that you're talking about.
Mixed devotion.
Yeah, and of course the one verse where Krishna says, even if a devotee has some material desires, he says, I will grant those desires. He said, but not in such a way that they continue.
Yes.
In other words, he'll do it in such a way to help purify us so
Yes.
that we get beyond those material things and continue on the path.
Nice. Look at in the back row back there. There's like a lot of hands. Madhumati, you're the hand I saw first.
So, Maharaj, you're mentioning this is about in full Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
So, we are performing sadhana bhakti, so we don't have the love. And yet, so the love Krishna gives at the rati stage, he gives us. So, at this stage, what does it mean in full Krishna consciousness? Just performing, chanting our rounds and trying to do the best? I guess I don't know what that laxity means without laxity. I mean, I understand the language of it.
Well, another word for, let me respond. Another word that Bhaktivinoda Thakur uses besides laxity is slackening. Here's another common phenomena. Try it sometime when you have an audience. How many have experienced in the beginning of Krishna consciousness is like zoom, 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 zoom. And then something happens over some time. The zoom isn't the same anymore. What happened? Slackening. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's phrase is slackening in submission. So submission unto whom? Submission unto the representative of Krishna, because the representative of Krishna delivers Krishna. So Guru and Krishna. But slackening of submission. Does that happen sometimes? That your question yesterday morning during class. It happens sometimes. And that sometimes it's not just slackening, it's check out. So the initial, and then for it to continue, it can happen quickly. Tamahar said it several times. It can happen quickly, but it can also, sag. And it was the operative principle. Utsahan Nishchaya Dayat. Rupa Goswami gives us that formula. So, or another way of saying this, I see your hand in the back, Mataji. I see you. We'll get to you. Just hang on. So, nishtha, steadiness. So the whole Madhurya Kandambani gives that whole description of how is that achieved? How is that nishtha stage achieved? And there's things in between us and this nishtha stage. There's unwanted things, anartha things. And we have to address them. So bhakti has the power to address them, but there has to be the strong determination and faith and many other nice qualifiers to stay steady even when there's setbacks or even when something. And that's one of the tests of one's bhakti is Krishna gives you a setback, and what are you going to do? Go ahead.
In other words, we remain
In the relationship.
fanatics.
Not fanatics.
No, I know it
Faithful.
doesn't mean that.
Faithful.
But I was thinking, initial days, it almost was like, I guess, super enthusiasm, super everything. But the idea, what you're saying, Maharaj, is we need to
To sustain.
sustain.
Sustain means with faith.
Yeah.
And whether, it's super fanatical or it's just with faith. The super fanatical is not sustainable. So sustainable. So what should I do? What should you do? What should each of us do to get to that stage where the little Anucheta is being described? What Prahlad is saying to his classmates, where rati is bestowed. The real thing is handed to us. And besides just the practice with faith, the real thing is there. We're eligible for it with faith.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Behind you.
Thank you, Maharaj. You did explain it so well. But my concern was that in spite of all the acceleration,
In spite of all the what?
the acceleration that one might have
Acceleration?
Yes.
Oh, that's a nice word.
in terms of bhakti, it might appear that they're, like you said, zoom first and then all of a sudden slow down. My question was with regard to the karmas. We have certain things that we have to go through in life
Yes.
too.
Yes.
So when that comes through and comes as a disturbance in between, you may call it a test or you may call it karma.
We'll call it different
and it
things.
kind of just puts a break in, appears to put a break. So my question is, to what extent do we have control over it
Not.
in the process?
You have the internal will, that much you have control over. No one can check that.
Yeah.
No one can start it, no one can stop it. But
And
the brake pedal, you don't have control over.
yeah, so when karma is stepping in and there's
No,
illusion,
no.
how do we?
I'm going to edit your preamble. Karma doesn't step in. Karma doesn't step in. There's residual karma, yes, but karma doesn't step in. It's another energy besides the material energy that you've stepped into. No, it's like this example that Ragamika gave of coming before Krishna Balaram and lay your heart open. Krishna Balaram, please give me a solution. So, you're in the internal. Bhakti means you're no longer under the care of the external energy, unless you're intermittent. Sometimes not. But so if you or I or any one of us stay, karma can't just raise its ugly head and clobber us. It's not how it works. The internal energy is working.
I'm trying to understand the exact definition of intermittent and all consciousness, full Krishna consciousness.
Here's the distinction. Sometimes not.
So what does one do when they're slacked or intermittent in and out? How does one
Keep good
them?
association. Sadhu Sangha. Stay in good association. And your good association friend will tap you on the shoulder and say, my dear friend, you're falling asleep at the wheel. Look out for the ditch. You know, see, good association is that kind of person who can help you like that. You know, the door's open. You're not like saying, "What do you mean?" You know, they're a friend. They're a real friend. They're real loving, well-wishing friend to tap you on the shoulder. You know, do it nicely, but you know, so that you don't fall into the ditch and don't become lax and don't stay birth after birth because you're being a nice devotee that's intermittent. Good association. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. So I'm teaching, at the same school with Damayanti and Sri Vrindavan, and it's a public school, so there's no overtly giving Krishna consciousness.
Fine.
So, but we've seen over the years how sometimes the students or even the parents, they take an interest in Krishna. And so I'm wondering, I know there's prasadam, they get prasadam, and we really see like the potency there. It's very potent. But I'm wondering what else there is, and I don't know if it's related to this, because you mentioned like the temple president, the poor behavior and how it affected the devotee that you were speaking about. So I'm wondering about, is it also like kind of a good behavior?
Yes.
I don't know if that's a mundane.
Yes.
No? Yes?
No.
Okay.
Jasyasti bhaktir bhag. So if you exhibit and consistently, not intermittently, but consistently have these good qualities, somebody I've had this asked, like, what's with you? So I'll give just a little example. But you're a teacher, so you know what it means to teach. You don't just stand in front of the class and pontificate. You're modeling bhakti to the students and to the teachers, and people will ask, like, I have Christian friends, but you're different. Now you're good, but you're different. Like, what's with you? They may not say it like that, but that's a question. Their curiosity is perked because of your character, your manner of speech, and the consistency of everything. Like this Mataji was saying earlier about what had helped her become convinced. But then it's not just mode of goodness stuff. It's bhakti stuff. And you be consistent. So it's conveyed. Bhakti is conveyed. That's one of the ways beside prasadam. And you have to be careful, mind your P's and Q's, and you don't break the rules, or you lose your job. Or you're in the supervisor office and they're saying, look, with finger shaking, you can't do this. You're a good person. Please understand you can't do this. So you're not getting that treatment from supervisors. So it's subliminal or just character, the influence. Consistent. So here's an example. I sometimes have international travel every now and then. And, I'm busy, because I can't sleep in planes. So I just, I leave stuff for myself to do, and I'm just busy. And the flight attendants come by and see me being busy, like, what's with you? And then sometimes I say, do you really want to know? And they go like this. Yeah, I really want to know. That's why I'm asking. Then gently, little. And then, you have a small book or two to say, here's a gift. And then I don't eat their meals. Like, what's with you? So you conduct your life as a devotee conducts their life. And some people are going to notice. And some people, it's water off a duck's back and they're not going to pay any attention anyways because of the modes of nature that they're operating in their life. But somebody may remember. I want to tell a little story, but she wants to raise her hand. So you give her the microphone and I'll tell a little story at the end. Go ahead.
Oh, I just had to.
Hare Krishna. I really wanted to know the story, but now Maharaj is actually taking another question. So that will take on Monday. So any questions or comments from the devotees? I hope you are able to unmute yourself. Yes, Mataji. Sarvabhauma Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In fact, I also felt the same. I was very keen to hear Maharaja's story. And it was a very nice discussion today. Whatever questions were being asked and the way the answers were being given. And very few points, many points which are very, very nice. One particular thing which I liked very much was Maharaj said that the willingness part is what we have under our control, but the break is not under our control. So that part I like very much. And also he mentioned about how important Sadhu Sangha is, where Sadhu Sangha is like a real good friend who will tap on the shoulder and help us not falling into the ditch. That part was also very nice. And what was very, very nice and uncommon was that Maharaj, which he normally doesn't do, he gave some information about how others appreciate his characteristics and those incidents which he shared, the flight attendant asking him, and then about his nature, basically, that if you are having a very good contact, that how it can actually impact or influence people. That part was very, very encouraging and inspiring. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Super, Mataji. You're very nicely absorbed in hearing Maharaj literally. Thank you so much. So like I told yesterday, so today in Bangalore, many of the schools are having holidays. So all the Matajis who are generally busy taking care of the children in the morning, I'll request them to please open up and share. And if they are willing, so here is one thing. So Maharaj told that that for the devotees there are some characteristics which people notice and then say, hey, you are different, there's something in you. So if the devotees are kind enough, if they can share one or two incident in their life that somebody gave such a nice comment to you, if you're okay and comfortable to share, please do that as well. So I request all the Matajis, please share with us anything you want to share. Okay. Madhuri Sundari Mataji, anything from your side? Okay, she's not here. Hema Sundari Mataji, you would like to share anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I like one of the sharing by Prabhu. He said that Shravanam, Kirtanam, along with that, services are also important. It's not just chanting and hearing, but physical service is also very important. He was sharing that. That is something that it's not that we do not know, but it was again a reminder that along with Shravanam Kirtanam, physical service is also something that we have to look out for and do. That's all, Prabhu. Nothing much from my side today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Lavanya Mataji.
Prabhu, what Charvani Mataji said, I want to say same thing only. So, in the slacking of bhakti, so we need association, so that will help to come out from that, from slacking and laxity. And here I want to understand more, Prabhu. See, because of flex, say we are in sadhana, I mean, I am in sadhana bhakti stage. So, Maharaj clearly explained the starting stage, we will go zoom, zoom, zoom. In the middle, we will drop like that. So, one Mataji asked, right? So, karma also acting, I mean, according to karma, also is going like that. But Maharaj said, so internal control will over it, but karma doesn't step in. So, how can I understand? So, means what Maharaj exactly wants to tell, I want to understand more about that, Prabhu. Please.
Sure, Mataji. We have some devotees here. Sulochana Mataji, would you like to help here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. Not for the Lavanya Mataji question, Prabhu. Some other point. Like whatever same point is addressed by Sharbari Mataji. Like not only the prasadam services or whatever we are doing in the devotional service, not only that, our good conduct, our behavior, how we are representing outside. So as we are in the ISKCON means we are representing Prabhupada and ISKCON. So our good conduct and behavior, each and everything also will have the impact on the other members. So and it's up to them whether because of their modes, someone will be very attractive, someone will be not attractive for that. That like I like that one point. And second thing, slackening in submission towards to the pure devotees and not like that. That point also I liked. And the yeah, that's it, Prabhu. I'm not remembering that. One more thing, Prabhu. Maharaj mentioned, like generally we all the how-to questions we have the answer like association, association like that. But here in this Maharaj specifically mentioned like good association. So in that, like he given the example also, like whenever we are slackening in some of the things and all like that, so we should have the good association persons like to tap on our back and telling each and everything, you are falling in the ditch, you like this, like this. So that I liked it, Prabhu. That's it, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Sharbari Mataji, you have raised hand.
Yes, Prabhu, I forgot to ask one question. In today's discussion, there was one devotee who was mentioning about the Oxford Temple in Delhi. Is it in Delhi or is it in New Jersey? Where he was mentioning that they are very
It is
nice.
it's Akshardham temple, right, Mataji?
Acha, Akshardhar
It's,
temple he is
yeah,
talking.
it's
Okay, I
Akshardham
thought
temple.
okay.
Akshardham.
Thank you, Prabhu, for clarifying. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Harisha Prabhu, why didn't you help with Lavanya Mataji's query here?
If I understood it correctly, what you're asking is uh, when Maharaj said Dharma does not have the power to block bhakti. Karma will present us with the situation based on our previous registered karma, because bhakti can wipe away all our bad reactions to sinful activities, right? So karma does not in a way interfere with our bhakti. Rather, it is our own choice when presented with reversals and situations, what choice we make. That is what is going to determine whether we go forward or we are stepping back. So karma in a way is not going to impact our bhakti. It can present situations based on our previous activities. So that's the point I think I understood Maharaj is making, that one cannot blame karma because I was presented with this bad situation. That's why I'm not able to practice bhakti. And because of that, like my bhakti came down. No, it's the choice which we made. That is what is. It's the conscious choice which we are making. That is the one which can make or break. If I understood your question correctly, Madhu, I don't know whether I answered it or not, or whether I ever understood it or not the right way.
Yes, Prabhu, that only.
Hmm.
So for that, whatever situation we are having, so according to our consciousness, we can go, like, right, Prabhu? So
The choice is ours. Situation
okay.
is created by the karma, but the choice
Hmm.
is ours. Well, how do we proceed from that point? That's where, like it says, Maharaj says, take when we slacken, we take help, take the association. Here, association also means like the devotee association, taking the association, the holy name, the association of Bhagavatam. So there are so many different types of associations. So like, so we make the conscious choice what we want to do,
Okay.
and we cannot blame. Okay, because I did something in the past, that's why I'm not able to do it today. That
Hmm.
we cannot give it as a reason. Rather, today
Hmm.
what the decision what I'm taking, okay, is in my
Yes,
hands.
yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes,
Dilalitram,
yes,
can
Prabhu.
I add a couple of points what Harisham Prabhu said to this
Please,
part?
please, by all means. Yes, Prabhu, please.
Um, again coming back to taking the reference from Nectar of Devotion, chapter 5, there are Rupa Goswami says there are three things which actually shows that bhakti is a pure. And there are three things which bhakti doesn't depend. And there are many, and bhakti is independent of any material things. But specifically, Rupa Goswami says Janma, birth, purity, and varnasam dharma. So now Janma means like if somebody is born in particular things, so that is purely a result of his karma. What Harisham Prabhu nicely said that. So that means karma doesn't have any influence on bhakti. So even if, and what is the example? Prabhupada writes in the NOD that we are able to go distribute in our ISKCON society all over the world. That is the tangible example that where it shows that it is irrespective of your birth. People from different birth, different creed, different religion, different anything, whether they are from poor, rich, male, female, anything, they are able to take Krishna consciousness. So that is, so that means karma doesn't have any influence. And with the purity, like we have to purify ourselves and then take bhakti. No, then how many of us would have been qualified for that? And varnasrama dharma, then he gives many examples from Srimad Bhagavatam, that even following if you have to follow varnasrama, then practice Krishna consciousness, that also is not a dependent factor. Otherwise, how the Western people, they don't even know what is varna and ashram, still they are able to follow. Bhakti is completely independent. Devhuti, Mother Devhuti in chapter 25, I think, Bhagavatam 3rd, she clearly says that it is independent of any of the material situation. The only thing Maharaj would always say that in our hand is the free choice. So the free choice is what we can execute the things. The circumstances may have limited choices, but the free choice is always available with us. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. I would like to add one comment here to Lavanya Mataji's question also. So, like Maharaj used the word intermittent. So he says sometimes this, sometimes that. So just to understand. So let's say that sometimes my mood is that okay, I'm chanting to please Krishna. Okay, that's one consciousness. But some other times, okay, I'm just chanting because I have to finish my rounds. Okay, let's say these two things. So so Mara said, when we are stick to our that internal consciousness, okay, I am chanting here to please Krishna, then I have the control over it. Karma or whatever the situation unfolds, as Harisha Prabhu told, it can't control me. But when I'm into intermittent, like let's say if I'm doing mechanically, if I'm in that zone, just doing mechanical chanting just to finish my daily rounds, then it's a problem. So that's where the devotee association will help, and they will tap us, and so that we can again situate ourselves in that consciousness. Okay, no, I have to chant to please Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Let me chant that way. So then I have the control on that. Maybe we can move to the. Okay, I have four devotees in my mind. Mataji's, if you can, they can open up. Sonali Mataji, may I request something from you today?
Nothing from today's class, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Pasuna Mataji, anything you would like to share?
Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, sorry, I was actually busy with other work, housework. Prabhu.
Ah,
I did not hear. I'm sorry for that.
sure, that's fine. Madhusundari Mataji or Pranavalla Prabhu, uh, if anything from your side. Okay. Guru Prabhu, anything from your side? Or Harita Mataji, if she is there around?
Nothing from my end, Prabhu, for today's.
Marika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Nothing from today's session. Yesterday, one of the questions Guru Prabhu was telling that Maharaj is talking about if we chant continuously, then we will come to the stage of Bhava Bhakti. But that is contradictory to another statement saying that unless we do it without laxity or focus. Actually, Maharaj mentioned the reference of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. In passing, he said Patanjali had also talked about how to do it Dirgha Kalina and Nirantarya. Constantly, we should do the practice for a prolonged period of time. In that context, he said, yes, for a prolonged period of we cannot expect miracles that we will achieve something immediately, but it should be continued for a prolonged period of time. Constantly, the practice should be there to yield results. So that doesn't actually contradict. But if we say that if we are doing for a prolonged period of time with the laxity, that is, as you said, chanting mechanically just to finish our rounds, then Haridas Thakur also says, no, it will not, even for in millions of years, you can chant like that and you cannot achieve anything. So it is the consciousness and the concentration or the focus that when we are doing the sadhana, that is important. And that is what he meant. So that is what I was feeling that it was not contradictory statement when he mentioned Patanjali's reference of just, it should be done always for a prolonged period of time. We cannot expect miracles overnight. That is my understanding, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Any other devotee? 7:10 now. If they would like to share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Yes, please.
Uh, Thank you. I just want today was really enlightening for me because I don't know coming not that nearby so I can go and visit. But only this is the class where association of yours, blessings of all the Matajis and Prabhujis. And this only the morning time I feel the best for chanting. Yes, as it is said that we do the chanting mechanically, but so burdened with the daily material needs to be fulfilled that while chanting also our mind gets deviated, but still at hope that I'll be able to again when I come back to Krishna, please give me the concentration so that I concentrate on you and chant. So few rounds I will be able to do it. Till and other classes I couldn't attend and miss due to the network issues and other problems. But thank you, Matajis and Prabhuji's today's class really the free will. Yes, in spite of free will also at our mind debates. We want to, but the so destructive that again it's outside and again we have to come back and practice nice. But I think hope I'll slowly bit by yeah, the learning of today's class. Prabhuji. And Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. Although there was some little network issue, but we were able to make out what you're trying to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, it was not muted. It was muted for my.
No, no, no. We were able to hear you properly, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Any other devotee would like to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
This is Raghu Prabhu. Just wanted to actually ask, yesterday there was a question on Bali Maharaj, which I think got unanswered. So is there anything which we have today, Prabhu, for that?
The question is still open. Shamkun Prabhu said that he will check the scripture and get back. But today, I mean, he was not able to join. But still, if you have some other devotees, they would like to share, please feel free to share. Okay. Maybe we need to wait until Monday when Prabhu joins. So one comment on I think Shabri Mataji and some other devotees also mentioned about the association part, that we have a good association, it can tap, and then we can again switch back to our position of pleasing the Supreme Lord, and then again reinitiate or continue doing our bhakti. So the one of the best example which I come across is in Ramayana, when Jambavanji, when he saw that Hanumanji is sitting quiet when he was needed the most to cross Lanka, but then he went to Hanumanji, he tapped on his shoulder, and he reminded of his power and his relation, his power, and then he basically motivated him so that he can again so that he can come to this position of uh, uh, executing this service for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra there. So that is some example I really liked, Jamuvanji. So whenever the association example comes, so best example from Shastra for me is Jamuvanji. And we all can play this small role of Jambavan, like whenever we go out and meet uh, new people or anybody comes in our contact, and smartly or nicely or in whatever the best way we feel, we can inspire the people to take up the process of Krishna consciousness in how the depending how the person receptive is. So that's something I thought to share. Okay, thank you so much. 7:15 it is. We'll meet on Monday again. So we'll complete the remaining lecture on Monday and then begin the new part also. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की जय. Thank you.